You are watching ESPN Cricinfo Matchday T20 edition. It's a double-header on Saturday. We're done with the game number one. That was between Kings 11 Punjab and Mumbai Indians. That's won by the home team. They chased that target down 177 for 2. KL Rahul 71 not out. A good hand there by Mayank Agarwal as well, chipping in with crucial 43 runs of just 21 deliveries. Kunal Pandya did pick up 2 wickets, but the star with the ball earlier in the day for Kings 11 was Murugan Ashwin, picking up 2 wickets, giving away just 25 runs. So the two teams now completely at the different end of the spectrum. You've had Kings 11 now won 2 games out of the 3 that they've played. Mumbai exactly the opposite. They've also played 3 games, lost 2, won 1. They had me worried for a bit, Mumbai Indians winning the last game because they started off so well. You're not so used to it. Now it's normal service that's resumed.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they're used to it. But having said that, I think we've mentioned it during the half-time break that they were 15-20 runs short. I mean, those 3-4 overs in the middle overs during the Mumbai Indian batting innings kind of costed them the game.
That was the turning point for you, Pollard, Yuvraj in that middle.
Yeah, definitely Yuvraj and Pollard were below par in the middle there. They were certainly on track for 200, and in the end it showed they were 20 short of where they should have been. I mean, you got to give credit to Ashwin as well. He bowled particularly well in the middle. But looked like a pretty good surface, and they didn't maximise their opportunities in the middle.
Just looking at Murugan Ashwin, playing his first game this season, bowled more googlies than he did the leg breaks. And I heard him in that mid-innings break, and he said that the googly actually was holding better on the pitch than the regular leg spin, and that's why he chose to do it. So pretty, clever of him to have done that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that goes with the name itself, isn't it? But having said that, I mean, he also was bowling a lot to the left-hander, which was Yuvraj at that point in time, so so that makes sense. I mean, obviously, good on him to actually figure that out and bowl what he was more comfortable with.
What does this do to our discussion of saying that no, you should have got Mujib in? Would you still have played 3 spinners with this, or now you found your man in Murugan?
Yeah, well now, look, I think the surface, the toss was critical actually to Mahali. It was a fraction slower in the daytime. You saw it come onto the bat quite nicely at the end of the innings, which I said post the 12th or 13th over, it does slide onto the bat nicely. I still would have liked to have seen 3 spinners in there. I thought, I mean, if you look at the record, Ashwin himself went for 6s, Ashwin went for 6s, so for me, if you put Najib in there again as well, he's not going to go for much more than 6.5 either.
Absolutely,
so, especially when he knew that Ashwin was going to bowl 2 in the power play, I thought that might have opened up an opportunity for another quick. But having said that though, I think Kings 11 did a pretty good job with the ball.
We'll talk about Kings 11 batting right now. Now they lost Chris Gayle early. He was supposed to be crucial for them if they were to chase this target down against the run of players when they lost him. Credit there then for KL Rahul to have scored those runs that he did.
I think obviously he batted really well, but I think his job was made easy the way Mayank played his knock. Obviously, Chris Gayle initially, he went hard. I mean, Chris Gayle got 40 of 24, 166. That helped to set up that platform. But most importantly, after Chris Gayle's wicket, it was Mayank Agarwal who took the onus on himself to score quick. And that was, that's where I think KL Rahul's life got easier because Mayank scored at 43 of 21.
It's funny, he won't get voted man of the match, but that 43 off 21 is actually the most critical innings of the game, and probably a match-winning innings.
Are we seeing Mayank Agarwal 2.0 now? We've seen him in the IPL all along. He has that knack of really smashing the ball hard, but doesn't get you those crucial runs. He's got it this time.
No, look, I'm not surprised. Having worked with him last year, the potential was always there, and he's worked his game out as well. Getting test selection and playing for your country also gives you that impetus that you're happy and you want to strive for more, and I think he's just in a good place. He's understanding what his role is as well. He didn't quite grasp that last year, but he looks in complete control of his game. He attacked the areas, he played well against the spin, was aggressive, took the emphasis to keep that run rate going, so it was a perfect knock.
Sometimes you forget the contribution Chris Gayle made. He's just got 40, but usually we're so used to him getting a big knock. The other thing that he did rather well was let him blunt the attack. So those 2 overs of Bumrah didn't take any chances there. and
See,
so no
I mean,
pressure later.
that was interesting because they had bowled in the power play. They had bowled 2 overs of Bumrah, 2 of Malinga, and 2 of Mitchell McLennan. So you straight away your options of bowling one of them in the middle overs is gone straight away.
Right.
So
yeah.
I think that's what happened
was
in
clever.
the first 6. You know, I mean, I don't know, I mean, how you going to take it. I mean, I think Rohit took a chance of bowling all the 3 bowlers, trying to pick a wicket early. Didn't happen. Well, it happens at times. Yeah.
What do you do then for Mumbai when it comes to that 5th bowler we were talking? Markande didn't have a good day. They just gave him that 1 over, went for 12 runs. After that, you had to fit in with the Krunal Pandya, Hardik. Hardik, you've often said that he's your main bowler, but didn't have a great outing today with the ball.
No, he didn't. And look, today you can't be consistent in every game. So for me, Hardik is an impact bowler. The wicket itself dictated that it was going to be tough for the quicks, but the other thing is that you knew that Chris Gale was going to attack Hardik Pandya, especially with Bumrah and Malinga there.
Yeah.
So he would have done his homework and specifically thought, this is the guy I'm going to target. And it can go both ways. I mean, you can either chip one up in the air trying to whack it, or it disappear out of the park. Today it disappeared out of the park, but Chris Gale, I thought, he was quite analytical the way he played, and he was pretty impressive too. So he did his job at the top.
Well, as Brad mentions, could go either way, and Krunal Pandya was the beneficiary here. It did go his way. Chris Gale tried to get more runs out of him and then ended up losing his wicket at that moment. Okay, so Kings 11 have won this encounter, their 2nd win in the 3 matches that they've played so far. Let's turn our attention to game number 2 on Saturday. This is going to be played in Delhi. Delhi are taking on Kolkata. The news that's just coming in from there that the toss has been won by the home team. Delhi have won the toss and have decided to bowl first, right? That's interesting. The first match they decided to bat first. I'm guessing that they've now figured out what their own pitch is all about.
Exactly. And I believe he's mentioned that at toss as well, that batting first was a mistake. So yeah, good on them. That they've realized it early in the season, and yeah, good call.
Okay, let's quickly take a look at the playing 11 for the Delhi team. We've got 4 changes there, and Shreyas Iyer unfortunately couldn't remember all the 4 players, but we have the benefit of the graphic right now on our screen, so we can tell you that Hanuma Vihari comes in, Chris Morris comes in, Sandeep Lamichhane finally now makes his debut for this season for Delhi. Harshal Patel is in, and the ones that have gone out are Ishant Sharma for Harshal Patel, Kimo Paul is out, Morris has taken his place, Tewatia has gone out, and Lamichhane comes for him, so a leg spinner to a leg spinner. Akshar Patel is the all-rounder who's gone out, and Hanuma Vihari has come in. This is interesting, really interesting. Okay, just a quick update for Harshal coming in. I don't think they really dropped Ishant Sharma. The news last time around was that he had done his shoulder a bit. We saw him just bowl 3 overs and then was sitting in the dugout. That could be the reason that he's not playing. We'll wait for a word on that. But what do you make of those 4 changes, Brad?
Well, yeah, I actually thought they'd make a couple coming into this team. I thought Labachani would come in. I thought Morris would come in. Vihari's not a bad selection, actually. It just looked like that there's a little bit too much back-ended stuff for Rishabh Pant to try and pull out miracles. Vihari's technically a pretty good batter. I think Avish Khan for me would have been a pick ahead of Harsha Patel. But look, I don't know the conditions there. One's got a lot more express pace. One's got a lot of change the pace, so conditions might play a little bit of a role there.
I think they've gone with the experience. Lamichhane, as you wanted him to come back into the team, he's had a great outing in all T20 leagues. We saw him in the Big Bash as well, even in the IPL. I'm going to talk about Vihari. We spoke about Mayank Agarwal playing that Test series for India, that giving him confidence. Could the same be expected out of Vihari? He's played IPL before, but not really quite lived up to that billing.
Yes, it can do the same thing. Recently I saw him opening for Andhra, both with the bat and the ball, by the way. So yeah, it can happen with him. But when I look at that playing 11 and I see Vihari being a 6th bowling option, so they have 5 bowlers.
Yeah.
So you got Chris Morris, mind you, he's coming after a break. This is his first game. Lamichhane, his first game. Harshal Patel, his first game this season. So I would have still gone with Akshar for this game.
Okay.
As an
some
insurance.
continuity as well.
Yeah, because this again is a 170, 175 pitch. So, you expect your batsman to score runs on a relatively high scoring venue and put some depth in that bowling. So from that perspective, I would have liked to see, I would have picked Akshar before Hanuma, at least for this game. Chris Morris eases into IPL this year, Harshal Patel and everyone else, Allah Michane eases in, and once you know that they're looking good in a match situation, then you make those changes.
What do you now do with that batting order? Where do you bat Hanuma Vihari? Let's talk about that, because I mean, with the likes of Rishabh Pant and Morris coming in, you want to give them as many deliveries as possible. But the other point is, if you do that, then Vihari comes lower down the order, and he's not quite the batsman that will get you like big shots right at the end. What do you do now?
Yeah, look, he's probably in that lineup going to have to bat down the order, and he might be a bit of a security blanket if they get in trouble early. That can put him up. Look, with Chris Morris coming in, that might give him an opportunity to release Rishabh Pant a little bit earlier than later, because they know that Morris is a big hitter. So with him out, with him in that side, Rishabh Pant may be able to go in a fraction earlier. So he might come in straight after the 10th over. That might be a plan which Ricky might take.
Yeah, and even if you look at that batting without Hanuma Vihari and Aksar in there, you have Rabada who can bat. Now you have Chris Morris. Earlier on you had Chemo Paul, so you have Chris Morris now. So it's not that if you had played Aksar, your batting was looking weak, right? It's just that you had a little more options with the bowling there. So and again, it's a tricky thing. Where do you bat Hanuma, because he's predominantly a top order batsman in this format.
Would it be a good idea, Deep, I'll take that Shreyas Iyer could come down? I mean, if you're going to take Rishabh Pant at number 3, what do you do?
No, Shreyas is in brilliant nick. Shreyas is in good nick, be it the domestic cricket or whatever. I mean, he's been in really good nick. I'm not going to mess around with Shreyas Iyer, no chance.
Okay, let's turn our attention now to the second team, that is Kolkata, and they've made one change. Unfortunately for them, it's a forced change. Now, Sunil Narine is out. He's injured, as we've been told. Nikhil Nayak takes his place. We'll have Deep tell us a little bit more about Nikhil Nayak, since he's seen him play domestic cricket.
Yeah.
He's an unknown commodity for most fans now.
Oh, he's a hard hitter. He's a big guy, right? He's a big guy. He's a wicket keeper as well. Nikhil Nayak plays for Maharashtra. I saw him hit 30 runs, more than 31 or something, 5 sixes in the last over of one of the games. And he bats in the middle order. So he's not a top order batsman. He bats number 5 for Maharashtra. So he knows how to bat down the order in this format. And he can hit it big. He hits it really, really long.
Who opens then for you? Narine is gone for Kolkata?
Yeah,
correct?
I think Nitish Rana might slide back up there. He did the job in the first game, and he played particularly well. He's in good touch.
Yeah.
So there's
And
no
home
reason.
ground as well.
Yeah, there's no reason why he can't. And I think he'll enjoy that challenge.
All right, quickly taking a look at the Kolkata team now. Shubman Gill is another one we haven't got too much of an opportunity to watch. Dinesh Karthik didn't get a chance last time around.
That is exciting. That is exciting, because we'll get to see Shubman Gill bat. Maybe not open, but at least maybe in the middle order then.
Yeah.
I mean, at least he'll finally get an opportunity here in this year's IPL. That's exciting.
Looking at the way the pitch behaved for Delhi the last time around, Kuldeep Yadav, that's the guy to watch out for.
Yeah, definitely. Just looking, I'm surprised that given that Narine's out, they haven't brought in Harry Gurney as well for another overseas, just to replace.
Yeah, they've gone with 3, so
Yeah,
they have their
I
opportunity
know
of doing that,
Prasith's
correct?
bowled really well, but I thought this might have been an opportunity just to have a look at him and not upsetting a lot of their bowling unit and have a real face-off against Lockie Ferguson just going forward into the tournament.
All right, we'll take a look at the role that Robin Uthappa also plays. Now, he's been crucial for Kolkata up until now, and he's now taken a different sort of a role, which is that of an anchor. This is his strike rate comparison in IPL since 2017. Now, when his partner is Chris Lynn, then Nitish Rana, Sunil Narine, Dinesh Karthik, Andre Russell. These are the partners that he has, and the strike rate of the partners remains at that. And this is Robin Uthappa. So we're just taking a look. I mean, he tries to adjust himself. The kind of idea that I'm getting, it depends on the partner that is on the other end. He ensures that he bats like that. Is that the feeling that you get?
Yes, I mean, they did the same thing when Gautam was around. I mean, that's one of the reasons why they were such a good pair, because they would, kind of complement each other really well. They would figure out whose day is it. At times, it's not your day. You're trying to hit it, or you're hitting it out of the middle of the bat, but you're finding the fielders every time you do that. The other thing is he's very orthodox. There's some days when he can find those gaps, he gets it really, really easy, and he gets it at a fair pace. But there are days where he's not timing it that well. He's not one of those guys who's going to push himself or play those airy-fairy shots. It's more orthodox in his approach. So, it can be a little fluctuating that way, his strike rates.
Okay, talking about the strike rate of Robin Uthappa, we did show you how he can adjust. So he's got not just one gear, he can change gears as well. But over the season, have we seen any sort of a change as far as Uthappa's strike rate is concerned? Has it been more conservative now compared to the seasons before? There you have it. That's the stat we've got. 2015, 131 was his strike rate. 2017, actually, the best that he had at 165. And then he's got down to 132 to 132. So all this talk about him not being able to really hit, I mean, that's unnecessary, you'd say, Brad. He's still there. He at 130, being consistent.
Yeah, if he remains in those numbers, then yeah, you'd be happy with your unit, especially with the firepower around them. Chris Lynn, Sinlan Ryan when he's going, Andre Russell. I mean, he's got to step up and keep stepping up, because we haven't seen much of Shubman Gill yet either, and he's a particular talent. Look, that's the one good thing about this unit. They play their role quite well, and Robin Uthappa has a clear, identified role, and he plays it pretty well.
Since strike rate is the topic of discussion, let's turn our attention to Shikhar Dhawan, because his strike rate was being spoken of the last time around, and Ricky Ponting came out and said that no, I would want him to attack a bit more as far as Shikhar is concerned. He could now afford to do that, looking at that batting lineup.
Yes, he can. He can.
No need to play that anchor role that which he
No, not
needed
really.
to do.
I mean, he can. And the other thing is, when you're talking about sheet anchor, I mean, you still have to go at 130. If I think Hodge mentioned it yesterday, that if you've managed to play 50 deliveries opening, you still need to get to 70, 75.
Yeah.
You can get out early, that's a different issue. But if you manage to play 40, 50 delivery, you should be scoring at 130, 135.
Okay, completely out of time because the live action is about to start. But before that, we're not going to let these two get away. Let's quickly take a look at the Fab 4 score. Who's done how? Deep Das Gupta had picked Gale, Quinton, as well as Markande. This is Brad Hodge with Rohit Sharma, Lasith Malinga, Hardik Pandya, Andrew Ty. He's notched up 113 points. That looks like a winning total.
No chance.
No, but let's see what Deep had. As I said, he had picked Gale, Quinton de Kock, Jasprit Bumrah, and Markande. And what's he got? 130.
Wow,
it's Deep's day today. Won the quiz, winning the Fab 4. But Brad, don't be disheartened. You can make up because we still got one more game to go. Quickly pick. This time you go first. Pick your
I'll go first. I'll pick Andre Russell.
Allow him that, please.
Yeah, I'll pick Andre Russell. I'll pick a Rishabh Pant as well. And,
where's your sporting?
I'll go with a couple. I'll go with a
That's
couple.
out of the window now.
I'll go with a couple left field ones. I'll go with Labachani. That's not
That's not left field.
Yeah.
And who else? How many players we got there? One more. I'll go with the captain, Suresh Iyer, to score a few.
Okay.
Okay, my turn now.
Yep.
I'll go with Nitish Rana. I'll go with Kuldeep Yadav. And you know what? I'm going to go with, quickly, Shikhar Dhawan and Chris Morris.
Morris, okay. Seems an even Stevens sort of a team. The latest is we were talking about who's going to open. Nikhil Naik is opening at the moment. That's all that we have for you on ESPN Cricinfo Matchday. We'll see you at the end of the game. Of course, we'll also have the 10 over updates.